Hello, everyone. And today we have Jared Chevro. He is the Executive Vice President of Jtech Solutions in Canton, Ohio. And he is also the owner of Jared Chevro Consulting, where he helps home access professionals create better bathroom designs for the home access community. Jared, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I am very interested in what you do because you've been doing this for a long time. I know that your father is the one who founded Jtech Solutions,
hmm
and you guys have been doing amazing work. I looked at your website. You just have a beautiful showroom and really nice examples of aging in place solutions. So tell me a little bit about that company.
Yeah, thanks. So Dad did get this started back in 2011. I was actually in the heavy highway construction and asphalt industry at the time and
Okay.
thought that was going to be my career. It was comfortable, but not very exciting. And then Dad kept, incrementally growing and asking for help. So it started as a little side gig part time for me, and I really fell in love with it and took the
Okay.
chance to make the switch. Yeah. So we were just a, kitchen table contractor at that time, and um, took it head on and were able to grow and build out this showroom, and actually working on our second location right now.
Oh, wow. And where in Ohio is
We're
that
gonna
going
head
to be?
down to the Columbus market.
Okay. I was going to ask you, I have family that lives in Columbus, so I go there about once a year, and they always talk about Canton, Ohio. So I knew it was like somewhere
Yeah,
in
we're
the
just about two
area.
hours north. Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. So, Jared, what was your background and motivation? Share with us what inspired you to specialize in home access consulting. I know you've been doing this work with your dad with the Jtech Solutions, and now you've also transitioned into your own consulting business. So, what
Yeah, it
motivated you to do
sure.
that?
It really just stems back to when we decided to do the showroom. Um,
Okay.
I wanted to kind of break the status quo of what the typical mobility showroom looked like. So between my designer and I, we were focusing more on kitchen and bath, and even some other like a candle studio he did, and we
Mm-hmm.
looked at some luxury auto showrooms, just to see what the experience could look like and how it could be different. So we wanted to be very designer forward, yet we wanted everything to be very hands on and let people come in and show them how it'll actually work for them in their space.
Okay.
And that, took off, went really well. And I got to thinking, maybe I could help some other home access companies get some of that retail business, because everybody's doing great with, third party payer and waivers, but everybody's always asking, how do we get that cash sale? Well, I found that if you offer people what they want, they buy. So, and what they want is a bathroom that looks like it belongs in their home and not so much a hospital or nursing home.
Exactly. Accessible design can be beautiful, especially if it's done with time and you plan for it. Then you can hire the right people and choose the features that you want in your bathroom. And it doesn't look like an afterthought or like it belongs in a hospital or a senior living
Sure.
facility.
Yeah, precisely.
So, and just like it's, I think 56% of home improvement sales are spent by baby boomers. And
Yep.
so if they're already investing in home improvement and the bathroom and the kitchen are two of the main areas that they're investing in, then why not also make it accessible, right? Or adaptable for the future, and you can sell them both,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You just find the crossover appeal between products of, do they, are they marketed as luxury and convenience, but do they play well in the home access space? That's
Yeah.
usually the best equation.
So tell me, how do you introduce that subject? Because this is something that we go over in CAPS 1 is how do you market to the client without urgent needs, which seems like that's the clientele that people want to serve because that's their cash business.
Yeah.
So, how do you communicate to that client this message that we can get you an adaptable bathroom, accessible bathroom, although you don't need it right now?
Yeah, basically, we just more market towards the luxury market and then have the conversation about the future once they're standing in the showroom and looking at everything. Because
Okay.
several of the displays, what most of the displays here don't really scream home access, but we talk about, hey, let's talk about a grab bar, or you need some storage. This shampoo shelf is also a grab bar. So
Mm-hmm.
it's there when you need it in the future. You'll save money now. Um, I've found that the baby boomer generation, especially in the past 3 or 4 years, has been much more open to the conversation about aging in place or accessible design. I think a lot of that has to do with they're the generation that helped their parents,
Mm-hmm.
and their parents were very much the independent and honestly stubborn generation of not needing the help. And I think they don't want to put their own kids through that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So, what is your design philosophy? And I want to ask you, did you have experience or any training in design that helped you be able to marriage accessibility with aesthetically pleasing design?
Sure. Now, I have no formal background in design or decorating. It's just kind of it developed into a passion throughout my career. And then
Okay.
in bringing on an interior designer, I learned a lot from him. And working
Mm,
together, he just, I
okay.
guess, really rubbed off on me. And through that, I've just curated, better looking product that works in the home access market for our design studio.
Right. Okay. Well, that's great. So you do have a designer in house
We do.
that
Yep.
does help with the process.
Yeah. So I can usually knock out the layout, and most tub to shower conversions, I don't need to lean on him too much. But the really, really big remodel projects, a lot of times the clients just love that they have the option to bring in a designer. It makes it a more
Hmm.
exciting, more fun experience for them too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would certainly. And is it something that is an extra cost? How do you fold that into your
So
business model?
it's only an extra cost if there's going to be time involved visiting other showrooms or supply
Okay.
houses to pick out material. We did a really good job of the products we chose to be in this space and coming up with some pre-selected pairings and that. So usually it can be a one-stop shop here for someone's bathroom.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. So, how do you see the industry trends and the demand for home access solutions, considering our aging population, the real estate market? It's so expensive to move. It's not financially smart to get into a high interest rate if you will have a mortgage.
Sure.
So, how do you see that?
I um I don't worry about it too much. I think that this is a growth field regardless of what real estate's doing, being need based and being more and more accepted and
Mm-hmm.
understood by the general population every day. Like I said, I think it's an upside, a growth market, no matter what.
Yeah, I agree with you. But those facts, do play, maybe they are accelerating
Sure.
the growth of remodeling for aging in place?
Yeah,
Because,
I certainly do. And we get just as many clients walking in here looking for standard remodeling. Those are the ones that I introduce universal design or home access to. And that's been real steady, especially with the really hot housing market right now.
okay, all
Mhm.
right. Well, that's great to know. So tell me about your collaboration with VGM, the VGM Network. And can you discuss your experience working with other home access companies?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been a VGM member since pretty much since the company started. And Jim Greater the VP at Live
Mm-hmm.
at Home, asked me to basically just present on a couple topics over the years, and that friendship grew. And then he got the idea to bring on some consultants. So I'm one of four VGM
Oh,
consultants. So basically, my niche is to help other home access companies find that retail buyer, and we do that through either designing their showroom or helping them curate wall systems or certain products that again have that aesthetic appeal that a lot of designs have been lacking up until recently.
okay. And
And yeah, it is a part-time thing for me. The
mm-hmm.
focus still is here is at Jtech for the most part. But I
Okay.
am right now working with a great company in Pennsylvania and actually doing a complete design or redesign of about 30 to 400 square feet of space for them.
Oh, well, that's great. And what is, I'm just wondering the cost for someone who already has a showroom and is interested in perhaps not changing their entire showroom, because I imagine the cost
Sure.
would be significant, but including one example of
So
that.
yeah, I kind of have packages put together on my
Okay.
website, but I believe it's well under 10,000. I'll come do two shower or bathroom displays, and then help you set up vendor relationships with the right products for your market, and kind of put a training or I'm sorry, a sales program together for that. And then if you're a VGM member, there's a nice discount on that as well.
Okay. So I know that you focus on bathroom solutions, and I was looking at your website and I
Mhm.
saw that you have some images of bathrooms with wall panels. What kind of product are you recommending? Because I know that you specifically mentioned the fiberglass inserts, which I really hate.
Right.
So, and you talked about bridging the gap between that and tile. So, what products are you using?
Yeah, and that's honestly been the biggest success for us is bringing in some quality wet wall systems that are going to be a quicker installation. So we're in people's hair less on the
Okay.
job, and you're going to get a much better warranty than you'll ever get from a tile installation, and better, easier maintenance, which is a big part of the aging in place equation. Is this end result what we did easy for the end user to take care of? So we've been
Right.
installing Best Bath, the made to order, made in America product since 2011. Love that product. And then we've
Mm-hmm.
also brought on FIBO, which is a
Okay.
Scandinavian
Yes.
uh, HPL click lock system. A lot of cool examples there from them. And then I've got a few more from a company called Sam Mueller that we're really enjoying as well, that are mimicking full porcelain panel slabs or some nice granites and subway tile patterns as well.
So, what are the difference between those three products from those companies that you just mentioned?
I'm
I know
sorry.
a little bit about the FIBO because I had Mike Fody on my
Oh, sure.
podcast, and
Yep.
he uh, told us all about. the product and how it has a great warranty, won't fade, won't crack.
Yep.
So, how are these other products different or similar?
They're all similar in that you're going to get a surface that's easier to maintain and take care of, and it's grout free.
Okay.
Um, where they differ is going to be how they're constructed. What we love about Best Bath is they are aging in place or universal design at their core. So they actually have plywood sandwiched between fiberglass and then a gel coat finish. That plywood allows accessories or grab bars to be installed anywhere in the shower at any time. So it's future proof as well. And they also make the best roll in entry barrier free pans on the market, in my opinion, as well. So they're our
Oh,
bread and butter. They're always our go to. In
hmm.
fact, we use their shower bases with all of our wall systems. And then, the Sam Mueller ones, they're all sheet products. It's just a matter of how they're manufactured. And then on our end, we make sure that if it's not blocked or backed in the shower, that we're taking care of that before the walls go up, so that we don't have any issues of putting a grab bar or any other accessory anywhere in that shower now or into the future.
That's very interesting. So, going back to the Best Bath product, and you said that it's lined with plywood or it's sandwiched into the product. Do you know the thickness of that plywood?
Yeah, I believe it's 3/8 inch plywood, and
Okay.
with a fiberglass on each side of it, hand laid. It's really a rock solid, great product. Super strong.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, okay. And that's a great advantage because if you're going to, let's say, add plywood reinforcement and it's recommended that you use 3/4 of an inch plywood, that is going to subtract from the space you have in your bathroom.
Sure,
Uh,
certainly, and that can lead to fitment issues with shower doors or anything else you're trying to put in there.
yeah.
Yep.
Or if you need to achieve a certain space, a
Sure.
certain turning radius,
Yeah, absolutely.
unfortunately, most bathrooms don't have enough real estate, and so that can be quite an issue. So I really like that about that product. And then the fact that you can place bathroom safety equipment anywhere on that panel.
Yeah, and 30-year warranty. It's one of the fastest and easiest installed shower systems as well. It's definitely
Really?
our, like I said, our favorite.
Yeah. And how about cost wise?
Cost wise, it's at a premium compared to other systems.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe the list price on most kits hovers around the $5,000 range. So it's
Okay.
not completely out of the norm or you know out of reach, but it is at a premium, and that is because each one is made to order here in the USA.
Okay. Okay. Well, fascinating. So tell us, how do you see this market going? Do you see any new innovations that? Well, I want to ask you beyond the bathroom.
Sure.
Do you see your company stepping into that space where you also do things for the kitchen?
Yeah, we've done a few universal design kitchens. In fact, every kitchen we've done is a repeat customer that we did at least one bathroom for, which I
Oh,
think
okay.
speaks pretty well to our model and our people. So yeah, we've done a few universal design bathrooms, and then several other, or I'm sorry, kitchens, and several other just standard kitchens as well. Where I see new trends and new products entering the market is probably on the smart home side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Kohler and Moen have great uh, digital smart shower valves. Deltas, I think they're working out some bugs on the one they bought from Steam Mist, so that one will be on the market soon as well.
Okay.
But yeah, to be touchless or to be able to preset the time the shower starts, or your preferences for temperature, all digitally or just by your voice, by just,
Mhm.
through AI, just talking to your phone and your phone talking to everything in the house. I definitely think, again, it's marketed right now as luxury and convenience, but the crossover appeal for home access is just so obvious.
Yeah, and I have to say that I think one of the best uses of the smart technology, especially in the bathroom, is for people with cognitive impairment.
Absolutely.
And now we know that cognitive impairment has actually increased, and has is there's more people with cognitive impairment than people with mobility issues, and that didn't used to be the case. So having a smart shower system, for example, especially when you have caregivers and you're going to have different caregivers coming to see that person, and not everyone is going to get the temperature right. And so now with that smart shower system, you don't have to, because it's already preset.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it, especially when it comes to showers. That is such a people with dementia, it's a very traumatic experience to enter the shower and get wet. And so that's going to lower the stress level. So I love that product for that reason. What about in the kitchen? What kind of improvements, and specifically universal design, have you implemented in kitchen redesigns?
Yeah. So Delta's Touch 2.0 faucet technology and even voice activated for both. We did one where we did the oven, microwave, and faucet were all controlled by voice. So I thought that was great. Other just universal design favorites are appliance garages. Again, not marketed as universal design,
Mm-hmm.
but to be able to not have a cluttered countertop, but not have to bend over or lift your small appliances. Just slide up the little door is a great universal design advantage. I haven't had as many requests for varying, or for, I'm sorry, for the lower counter heights, the universal design specs, but doing a taller island and lower surrounding counters, or doing a lower dining height surrounding the island, have all been ways where we found we could give varying heights and roll under seating capability without going too down the rabbit hole of ADA and UD specs.
Yeah, I saw a couple of images on your website, and I really did like how that looked, how you blended the higher and the lower countertop, especially when people don't have enough space in their shower. I'm sorry, in their kitchen. You cannot dedicate a space to an island and then a lower counter space for
Sure.
sitting. So I really like that. Now, tell me a little bit about the appliance garage, because that I want to ask you, does someone have to have a particularly large kitchen in order to incorporate the appliance garage?
No, it really just builds right on top of the countertop, and kind of bridges the space between your upper cabinetry and your base cabinets.
Okay.
And they come in varying widths to match your cabinet widths as well. Uh, so it's just a matter of how many appliances you have on the counter, and if you don't mind them being visible, then don't worry about the garage. But if you're trying to do clutter free, it's a great way to tuck it away without actually moving it.
Right, right. Just the downside is that you lose counter
You
space if
will
you
lose some
need that
counter space. Yeah.
counter space for prep.
Yep. Yep.
Right,
Yeah. So you don't want to go overboard with them, but one
right.
on each end of a typical triangle kitchen can go a long way if if someone does use the toaster or coffee maker every morning, but
Right.
don't want them sitting out all the time.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Jared. That was so informative. I loved learning about these other companies that I really wasn't aware of, especially Best Bath. I'd love to
Sure.
invite them on my podcast. Maybe you can talk to the CEO
Oh,
And
I've got, yeah, absolutely. Anybody over there, we're family.
okay, well,
Yeah,
great, because I'm really interested in that product. But thank you so much for coming on and educating us. And I look forward to hearing more about how your consulting business grows
thank you.
and, VGM's partnership. Do you find that there's a big interest in?
I've had several companies reach out, and so it's just a scheduling thing because like I said, it is kind of a side gig for me. So I'm trying not to take on too much at once. I will say I enjoy a really healthy work-life balance, and
Yeah,
I'm not looking to change that. So,
yeah. And you have 3 kids, you told
right.
me. So you're a busy man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Not going to
Jared. Well,
sacrifice that.
oh, I wanted to ask you about your recent exposure that you had at KBIS.
Oh
Tell
yeah, thank
and
you.
how and the award that you won for 2023. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was nominated, I think by my dad, but he hasn't admitted it yet. But I was nominated for the Person of the Year, which I thought, forget it, like that's such a long shot. Well, I didn't get Person of the Year, but I was selected as one of 8 praiseworthy picks, so a runner-up of sorts. So I did go out to KBIS 2 weeks ago, and I got to meet a few other picks and the editor that chose me, and spent some time with Nareed, the KBIS Person of the Year. But I thought it said a lot that they chose me, a home access guy, not necessarily a kitchen and bath guy, to
Mm-hmm.
to be a voice or face of the industry. It's definitely telling me that they believe home access is, a direction that industry is moving toward.
Yeah, and I can second that belief because I submitted an entry to present for the national NKBA webinar series, and my entry was selected, and it
Yeah.
is on accessible and beautiful bathrooms. So definitely, I agree with you. And then we did a webinar last year for NKBA on universal design, and that was voted the #1 webinar for their series for the entire year.
Oh, awesome.
And there wasn't even
Good.
one designer on that panel.
Sure.
It
Right.
was just
Right.
two OTs. It was Becky Wright from Ponte Julio
Sure.
and Heather Evison, that's a real estate agent and a CAPS professional. So, and all of us are CAPS professionals.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
and people just loved it. So
Well,
that
that's
just tells you,
if
yeah.
you're if you're a home access provider, pay attention to that because you don't want to lose business to K and B. So you better get your designs in order.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes, because they're also becoming CAP certified or,
Hmm.
earning some type of aging in place certification. Well, that's great, Jared. Thank you so much for sharing so much valuable information with us.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Janet, for having me today.
Yeah, you're welcome.